Hi, good morning everybody. In this video, game day. The Sabres are back in action. The Capitals are in town. Let's talk about it coming up. Yeah, I wanted to go over the lineup, a practice lineup, what our lines were looking like. Oh God, I didn't clean my glasses again. Let's see. Yeah, they can make do. So let's take a look at, I'll show you a little clip here. We'll take a look at what we slapped together in practice. Here we go. Okay, so our number one line, still together of course, Skinner, Thompson, and Tuck. On the second line, we got Asplund, Middlestat, and Olofsson, which is kind of surprising. In the third line, we have Krebs, Cousins, Hinostroza. And the fourth line, which is pretty underrated, guys. But I'll tell you what, as much as people aren't crazy about Eakin, I'll tell you, when they're together, these three, Girgensons, Eakin, and Okposo, it's a very effective line out there. And Bjork rounds it off. On defense, Dahlin Jokiharju, Samuelsson Bryson, which I kind of like, and Miller Pysyk, Butcher, Fitzgerald, and rounding it off in goaltending, Anderson, Tokarski. Speaking of that fourth line, I do like that fourth line, and as much as we pull our hair out about Eakin and some of the things, I mean, that has got to be one of the most steady fourth lines in the NHL, really, when they're together, these guys. There's a good chemistry in that fourth line. It's a type of line I'd put out there in the last minute of a game to close it out and have no problem with these three guys on the ice trying to close the game out. I wouldn't. So I wanted to mention that our buddies over in Vegas won yesterday. Calm down, calm down. And they had 50 shots. But the good news, guys, the good news is the Predators laid 46 hits on them, so they're going to be a little bruised up today. It's too bad they're not playing a back-to-back, Vegas. I was hoping, then I seen they weren't. I was like, damn it, because they got hit 46 times last night. Would have helped a little today going in. All right, so the Capitals are in town, guys. The Caps are in town, and they're going to be not taking us lightly. I'd be very surprised if they do. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to come in here. They're going to play us like a playoff game. Every game is important. Now, actually, I forgot to go over that, The last 10 games, I want to check something anyway. We can't take this game just thinking because we beat Pittsburgh, we should be able to just be we could walk into this and get hammered tonight. So we've got to play this with the desperation, like it's a game 7, seriously. I think the Sabres will approach it that way. They're more and more doing that. All right, the boys' last 10 games, guys, 7-3. When's the last time we could say that? We're 7-3 our last 10. And against some fierce competition, I might add. And the Capitals are... They're holding on to the final playoff spot in the wild card. The Capitals are going to be coming in here smelling blood as much as they can. The Capitals are 7-2-1 their last 10. So I know the Capitals have a good bulge. Don't get me wrong. 13-point lead on Columbus. I get that. But you don't want to be that team, that's looking right below you, and it's all the non-playoff teams. Odds are these top 8 are all getting in. I think we all know that, but anything can happen, anything. Columbus could go on a 10-game run all of a sudden. There's no way to know, guys. Or the Islanders, who are capable, could. I don't think they will this year because of their age and everything, but you just never know. You never know. They might go 9-1 their next 10, and the Capitals go 4-6. All of a sudden, the Islanders are right back in it with a few games left. Weirder things have happened. And if the Capitals want to have any positioning, of course, they're fighting for that also. So yeah, the Capitals coming in, guys, on the road are 27-5. And if I'm right, I will double check that. That might be actually They might be the #1 team on the road now. No, Pittsburgh still is, even though we beat them. They're 21-7. The Capitals are 20-7. Penguins 21-7-5. Capitals 27-5. So same exact thing, problem, coming in. So yeah, if the guys can jump on them early, I'd like to see a game, guys, where we can kind of jump up 2-0 if possible, because this is something that I'd like to see more of, where the Sabres jump up early on teams in the first 10 minutes, like 2-0. Get a few early goals. That would be a really good feeling to be able to do that. We'll have to contain Ovechkin best we can over there. I don't see why, again, we can't put out another 60-minute effort. I mean, these should become part of our normal daily routine when we play hockey games now. We should be able to come out with efforts, even in the games we lose. The key, good teams always seem to bounce back, and it seems like we have that, If you would have told me after Edmonton that we'd bounce back and win the next 3 games the way we have, I probably would have said, come on, that's a bit of a stretch. But, this is a time and era that Sabres fans, I think, are going to remember if I think next year what they're going to do happens. So we'll see. We'll see about next year. We're not there. Going to be a very interesting off season. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, so I'll leave that. But I was thinking about it this morning, like the more and more this team progresses, the more and more we're going to want to put add-ons onto this team. We're going to be motivated to get some names in here best we can that are going to fit in. The Islanders come to mind, guys, with guys like Clutterbuck and Martin. I mean, these names come to mind for me. They're not superstar names, but boy, oh boy, could we use their physical element in our lineup. A few guys like that. And again, I'm going way too far down the line. I'm half awake, guys. I was up all night with my dog, so it's going to be a bit of a long day for me, which is fine. That's part of my duty of being her being my little best friend right now. So it's I just want to keep an eye on that in my life. And as today unfolds, I'm going to be keeping my eyes open for some sort of news. And people are going to say, what news? I don't know. I got this weird feeling that there's going to be some Sabres news today. So I'm going to keep my eyes open to that. I am really hoping, okay, and I'm guessing in this game, it's going to be Tokarski. I'm really hoping Tokarski bounces right back with that kind of effort again that we've seen him. I mean, good God, these two. They look like they did early in the season when they were just unbeatable, it looked like, right? It's tempting to think of signing these two for next year. It is. So I don't know what they're going to do there. But we do have to bring up UPL. We can't do the minors thing no more with him. It's time to bring him up and get him going in the NHL. It is time. This season, I think what we've seen of UPL up in the bigs, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty damn good. I'm worried about his health. That's a whole other thing we'll have to go over. We'll talk more about that later on in the season. Right now, I want to keep the focus on the guys. I'm hoping we just... Oh, here's a prediction for today's game. Here it comes, guys. You ready? The power play scores. There you go. I think the power play is going to score. We're due. Mathematically speaking, we're due. And we're due for a good power play game, like 2 goals, So we'll see. Let's hope we frustrate these guys, draw them into penalties. If we can draw the Capitals into penalties, that means they're playing our game. That's what I'm going to be looking for in this game too. Are we going to be frustrating the opponent so bad that they lose their mind and they're like hooking us and cross-checking us, whatever it is, If we can get that out of this team, if we can get that kind of frustration to surface on this team, I think we'll beat them today. The key today, I believe, guys, is going to be the special teams in this game. I really do. So I'm going to be watching that. We can't give their team and Ovechkin chances on the power play. That is just not a good idea. So we got to stay away from that. Let's hope the boys today keep it to like 2 penalties in the game and try and get 4 out of them and try and get the upper hand there. Okay, that's it this morning, guys. Again, I'm half awake, so I'm all over the place. I've got to get about my day. I want to get out the pregame. Go Sabres, come on. God, I think the fan base will go nuts if we win this one too. God, it's just great times. So let's keep it rolling. Let's keep the Sabre train rolling into town everywhere after that. All right, guys, take care. I will see you in the post game, but maybe before, depending what time I get home today. Have a good one.